Hey everyone, Livy here, back with another video, and oh my goodness, we are still doing Tarot March Madness, but we're in the Super 8 now, except that one round, if you're watching this video, one round already happened of the Super 8. I don't have my pen with me, but basically, of the Magic Pantry Tarot and the Botan Tarot in the Super 8, the Magic Pantry Tarot won. So whoever wins this round here, Sistine Tarot or the Tarot of the Cat People, they're going to move on to face the Magic Pantry Tarot. This is wild. I did not expect this to happen. But I think this one is going to be the most interesting to compare. Because I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen now. Okay, so this is the Sistine Tarot. This is an indie deck. This is by Rose Bay. This is an NPC deck, though, so we'll see how it compares. Okay. Now, I will say, someone pointed out, I think, in the last video for Sistine Tarot, is that technically this deck has an unfair advantage because it has a Manchiati. And I didn't even think about that. So, it has an extra, what is it? It's like an extra, ooh, if I'm doing math correctly, 12 plus 4, this deck has an extra 16 cards to it. And that actually would affect the difference. I should have thought about that. Versus Tarot of the Cat People, this is a mass market. Oh, what the heck? I didn't even notice my thing ribbed. Oh my god, what is happening? Sorry. Anyways, Tarot of the Cat People, US Games deck. I guess it's box. It's not very sturdy because it's already, I don't remember ripping it. What happened? Anyways, we're going to compare these two. So I have to take that into account. If there's an extra 16 cards in this one, I think it's only 16. I don't think it's more than that. It's just a 12 and then 4, I'm pretty sure. Unless there's, no, I don't think there's more than that. I don't think so. Anyways, extra 16 to 78, if I'm doing math correctly. 4, 1, 7 is 8, 8, 1. 90, what is that, 94 cards? There's 94 in here? Oh my goodness. Okay. So, oh shoot. I don't know. I'll think about it. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to start with cardstock and shuffle ability. So right off the bat, as you can see, this Tarot of the Cat People is a lot thinner than this deck. Of course, this deck also has more cards. But let's look at the cardstock here. So this is a nice linen finish. I like this NPC linen actually a lot because, as you can see, it is very bendy. If you are somebody who likes to riffle shuffle, you will have a lot of fun with this deck. If you were able to get it, I mean, I'm sorry, I just realized this deck is out of print, by the way. So if you were able to get it, you would have had a lot of fun. This linen is a good linen. Like I said, it's nice quality, feels nice in the hand, kind of waffly. You can see the texture there. Super easy to bend. And despite being bigger, right? Because it is bigger, so it does feel bigger in the hand. But it also has more cards. This is the easiest shuffle. I don't even linen finish, but I could basically, because this cardstock is so good, I could literally learn through this deck. I did try before, but I just don't have, my hands are too small. I feel like I don't get a good grip trying to riffle. But you basically could with this deck. It's super, super good cardstock. Bounces back pretty well. As you can see, I don't really have any bowing here. So I really like this cardstock. Now, I am, though, surprised by Tarot of the Cat People's cardstock. So this is US Games. As you can see, this deck is smaller than this one. And it fits really great in the hand because I think, for some reason, not all US Games decks are like this, actually. A lot of them are very long. But this one, I'm pretty sure it's slightly smaller, like even across and to the side. It vaguely reminds me of Lo Scarabeo. It's a smooth gloss, kind of like the Magic Pantry Tarot was in the last video I had. But this also has an amazing bend. So if you were someone who was going to riffle shuffle, you could basically do that pretty easily. Like, great flexibility. Seems like it bounces back. And so when I go like this, this is also extremely good cardstock. Like, very easy to shuffle. I think this is so hard because I really like the Sistine Tarot's cardstock. But if I think of which deck, like, do I probably have better control with, I would have to say it's probably Tarot of the Cat People. Just because, again, it's a smaller deck too. Fits really good in my smallish, you know, my small hands. And so I have a much better control, even though I love the cardstock better with the Sistine. Oh, man. But yeah, I think in terms of shuffleability, just barely, just because the Sistine Tarot has more, I think the Tarot of the Cat People is going to edge it out. So, wow. In cardstock, I think that's the case. Now, despite this having more cards, 94 if I did the math right, we're still going to look and see here which I tend to like more. Like, I don't know how I would do the math on that, like, but we're going to see. Again, the piles here for round 2 when you're comparing which cards you like more, like, don't like, or just maybe don't care for in that given day. I had some interesting results last time, so yeah, I'm curious here. We have the Moon, the Magus, Page of Swords, yes, 10 of Wands. Ugh, some of these cards are just so good. I really like the Sistine Tarot. It is so different. See the Capricorn, so there's like extra. Justice. Oh, the Scorpio card is so good. See, that's the thing. I do realize that this deck has more, but then it could have been, you could also argue that, okay, this deck has more, but do you like, despite having more, could there potentially be more you don't like? I guess you can make that argument. I don't know yet. I don't know. I have to redo this. Because every time I look at this deck, there's some things I like more, and then some things I'm like, do I actually understand what that's asking me? And then you're not, you know, sometimes you're just not sure. So far, I like most of these, though. So it's like, yeah. I don't know if this having more is necessarily an advantage for it, you know. 4 of Coins. Oh, I see. Is it that they're retreating? Okay. Like, sometimes you just kind of got to look to see if it makes sense. And if you understand it or not. And some days you like one card, and then some days you'll look at a card and be like, well, I don't care for that one. Like the Star, it's just okay. I don't remember where I put it last time. I don't even know if I'm like being consistent with last time. Maybe there's some days I like some cards, and again, some days I'm just like, eh. Okay, that's fine. See what I mean? It's like, maybe I thought I liked it a different day and then didn't like it another day. So I really don't remember. Interesting. I think last time I had more than one card that I didn't like. Yeah. What the heck? I guess I like, I'm vibing more with the Sistine Tarot today. So one card I didn't like, despite it being 98 cards. So, interesting. Let's see how it compares with Tarot of the Cat People. Tarot of the Cat People. Page of Swords. Okay. 3, king. What is this? Leaving? I guess they look like they're leaving. That's fine. See, some days you might like something, and then other days you'll be like, eh, do I really care for that? Don't know. What is happening? I think I said this last time. Every time I see this card, I'm like shocked again and again. What the fuck is happening here? Why is this cat on fire? Oh my god. Oh. What the fuck? I'm just 6 of Wands. No, I don't see that. I don't even really see that one either. Some of these I'm like, do I understand what's actually happening here? I think that's the thing with this deck. This deck is so weird that I don't always understand what's happening here. I don't always understand. I don't know if I'm meant to either, you know. Am I meant to understand this deck? Someone be real with me. I have no idea. 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, I guess that's fine. What the shit? I don't know. High Priest. Oh, okay. Just cats being pals, are they? Why is the cup knocked over, though? That's the thing on the cover, but I'm like, that's so confusing. Because they're supposed to be hanging out. I don't know. I don't know if I like that one. Don't know if I care for that either. 6 of Cups. Don't get a sense of nostalgia there. Riches, I guess. Yeah. Actually, I don't know if I like that one. I'm like, I slow down. I'm sorry. I'm like, I don't know where I'm at. I'm just looking at these and trying to see if I understand them. And if the answer is no, I do not, then I'm moving on. Okay. I hate to break it to Tarot of the Cat people, but I had quite a few that I did not care for compared to the Sistine. Right off the bat, I don't even need to count this. Obviously, the Sistine, I had more that I liked. So the Sistine Tarot takes the second round. So that means we have 1 and 1, which means we are going to round 3, everybody. Okay. So we are in the Super 8 now of this Tarot March Madness, which means that I am going to do a new, it's still 3 cards, right? It has to be consistent across each of the different rounds or subdivisions going down. It's still 3 cards, but instead of doing mind, body, spirit, I am going to move on to, I was trying to think about this. What do I want to ask it? And I think what I'm going to do for the Super 8 is like, I'm really stuck on, I forget what it's called though. Why am I blanking out? I never do this. Maybe I'll do, why am I thinking on this too hard? It should not be this hard. I should have thought about this before I turned on the camera. I think for this, I can never remember what it's called. It's like one where you have like the situation Um, Oh, I can't remember what it's called. Maybe I won't do that one. Maybe I'll just do a regular past, present, future because my brain is stuck. I'm going to do past, present, future, but I'm going to be asking specifically a question related to, I think more related to my writing kind of stuff because I am at a weird roadblock and I don't quite understand why, but maybe this will give me insight. So yeah, anyways, I think the form of the question, even though it's past, present, future, is more along the lines of like, please, please, please let me know what can I do about my writing to make it grow? Maybe that's why I want to do. I always rhyme. I'm sorry. Some of you guys might be like, what the hell is happening? Like, why are you rhyming? But that's the way it works, okay? When I ask a question, I have to rhyme. Sorry, not sorry. You can deal. And especially because, like, for you guys, the viewers here, I'm actually limiting, what's it called? Normally when I do, like, normally when I shuffle, I actually do, like, is it 3 rows? I can't remember. I do at least, like, 3 or 4 rows. But, of course, I don't have that time and energy to be doing all that on camera, so I'm going to be doing it like this, and you just have to deal. But yeah, I'm really thinking about this. Please, please, please let me know. What can I do to make my writing grow? I guess I'm just going to put it as that. Not the best phrasing of the question, but I don't know. My brain is scattered today. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, in theory, but, you know, sometimes you film and everything you thought you understood before, like, starting the filming just goes out your head. It is what it is. Yeah. Anyways. Okay. Let's see here. I'm doing Tarot of the Cat People first to see if it gives me something good. A little bit from that one. Ooh, I feel like I feel the most from this. Wait. Yeah, definitely this one. Okay, let's see what it's gonna give me. I'm just gonna, again, past, present, future. Help me out. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, the Star. Very interesting here. Let's look at these a little closer. Past. Do I feel like when it comes to my writing, I was in a Queen of Pentacles situation? I mean, yeah, providing, trying to grow, trying to get better at the skill, hustle in that way. This makes a little bit of sense, but I don't 100% jive with this. I don't think that 100% goes in my situation and where I've been at in writing and how do I make it grow, as in, like, how do I keep writing kind of thing. Don't know if I 100% think this goes. My present, now this I understand. 8 of Pentacles, if you do any kind of creative pursuit, this card is not going to surprise you, and it probably wouldn't surprise you if it comes up in a reading. Basically, it's telling you to put the work in. In the present, you need to put the work in to make it happen. And so this, in that case, makes sense, but this did not make sense. This makes sense for the present, like current present action, fucking do the thing. And that makes sense. Okay, that does. But then if I think about my future, Okay, it says the Star card, and I don't know how I feel about this. This feels kind of like, how do I explain it? Okay, because if you look at it in terms, maybe not necessarily this one, because again, this one didn't really jive. If you look at it in terms of these two, right? If you put the work in, you're gonna hope that you get somewhere with your writing in the future. Maybe, right? You'll have a shiny idea up into the heavens. Maybe I will finally be able to try querying again and hope I actually get published. This is just hope, though. And sometimes a star, in this case, in the future, is false hope. You have no fucking idea if this is actually going to pan out. So sometimes it can feel very disingenuous. So this is a very mixed reading. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if it'll actually... I don't know how relevant it is to me in my current writing situation and stuff. Only this one. These, I don't know as much. So we're going to push these up. And we're going to ask the Sistine Tarot the same question and hope it helps. So please, please, please let me know, what can I do to make my writing grow? Yeah. I am very curious to see what it wants to tell me, because I don't know how I feel. Like I said, I don't know how I feel about Tarot of the Cat people. It's a little... it's kind of weird. I mean, if you guys see something else in the comments down below, you could tell me. But for me personally, and knowing my experience with my writing, I think it's a little weird. It doesn't 100% make sense for me. And sometimes you get readings and they be like that. Like, they don't always 100% make sense. And so you're just like, what the fuck? But that's why we're comparing, right? Two different decks to see which one has the better message. Sometimes it's just that, right? One deck will give you a better message over the other. And yeah, you just don't know until you get it. But so far, I'm not 100% certain on the Tarot of the Cat people's message. But that's why I'm also curious to see, oh God, to see what the Sistine Tarot has to tell me. Because that's the thing, even though the Tarot of the Cat people's message is very mixed, if the Sistine Tarot is very off base, then somehow Tarot of the Cat people could take it. But I have no idea right now. Like, could not tell you, which I think is going to be more likely. Okay. Wow. I don't know what's going to happen here. I'm like getting a little nervous. I'm like, what is this deck going to tell me? Because yeah, my writing has just felt like it's hit a certain stagnation lately. And I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know what I should do. Besides, like, I guess the Eight of Pentacles is true, is like put the work in. But the other two didn't. I don't know. The other two just didn't quite make sense. The other two cards. So let's see what this is going to tell me. Okay, which deck is calling out to me? Which pile, I mean. It's this one again, I think. It's so funny. Sometimes you get days where, so I always do 3 piles like this. Ooh, wait a second. Interesting. I always do 3 piles, and I'm really just looking for which pile feels the warmest, but I think this feels a little bit more, I don't know, maybe than this one. No, but this one seems steady. Maybe it is this one again. Okay. Ready? Oh man, what's gonna happen here? We have past, present, and future. Interesting. Wow, let's look at this a little closer because, wow, really, really interesting. I have two hearts. Hearts, by the way, are the cups in this deck. Coins of pentacles. So let's look at this. In the past, if I'm in terms of my writing, it is saying I might have felt like things were going good, like the 9 of coins, right? You're looking out on your garden, or usually it's like you're looking out on your garden, you see how much it's grown. In this case, it's a little different. There's a bunch of angels and heavenly figures that are observing you and your growth, I guess, in this collage. But 9 of coins. Maybe I did think at one point, like, wow, I've made a lot of progress. Isn't this doing well? Well, it could seem that way. Except now, in my present, as I've already said, I've come to a point where I kind of feel a little jaded, a little, what's it called? Like something I can't quite put my finger on isn't quite working. And so I'm starting to feel a little bit moody about it. A little bit like not sure what to do, dissociating, not as like committed. And you know, that does make sense. I feel like that has been kind of the situation, is that even though I thought I was making progress, something I can't quite put my finger on hasn't been 100% working out for me. And I don't know why. So then when I look towards the future, like, what could I potentially do about this, right? Interestingly here, I have the Ace of Hearts. So this is like to go back. And I kind of like that this is giving more the advice of, okay, you need to remember why you kind of liked this deck. I mean, not the deck, why you liked the writing that you did originally, like when it felt nice and shiny and brand new. I mean, this could also be saying to take a break and try to write something else for a little bit, right? That'll kind of get the wheels turning again. Which is kind of sometimes helpful when you're stuck, right? Is to try something else. But I almost like the idea of reading this as like going back to remember like what it was about the project in question that made me like it. So interesting. When I compare it to Tarot of the Cat People, oh man. I see, because this is like, okay, these two are like the typical thing that people would say when it comes to writing, especially if things haven't been working out, is like put the work in so you can hopefully get published and do good. But this is like a generic message. This is like something you would tell literally anybody who's in the creative field, like just do the thing. But it's not always helpful, right? And I, of course, didn't care for this as much. And this also can sometimes feel like, bitch, I can't write out on hope, right? I have to actually, like, what can I do practically to help me out in the moment? Which is why I think, like, this makes some sense, like, where I thought I was at, which I kind of understand this more, is like, this is talking about my present situation, like, where I actually feel versus this, because the Eight of Pentacles feels more like in the present you should do this versus, like, what the present actually is. Does that make sense, guys? I think so. And these seem a little bit more practical of advice, like, because you feel like this, you need to try something else or go backwards, right? Think about it again. Like, remember what you cared about. Feel all the feelings. Go deeper. So I think in that way, I think the Sistine Tarot won this round. I think it did. I think it gave me a reading that I definitely understand more and think makes more sense to me than this one that feels kind of just disingenuous. So yeah, wow, holy shit. By the slimmest of margins in the third round, I think the Sistine Tarot won. And that also makes me like super super nervous about what's gonna happen when it gets down to just a 4, because now this means if I'm looking at this, that means that the Sistine Tarot is going to have to face off against the Magic Pantry Tarot, and that's the one where I'm not sure what the fuck is going to happen. Oh my god. Okay, this is wild. The further I go in this Tarot March Madness, I'm just like losing my mind. But anyways, if you watched this long, thank you so much for watching. This was wild, and I'm gonna get ready to do because I'm filming these all in big batches, but I'm gonna go on to the next round. So I will see you guys then. Bye.